Hey, sixth grade, I hope y'all have your paper and pencil ready so you can take notes. Now remember, you can rewind, you can pause, you can rewatch the video as many times as you need to. It's a lot more important that you get good notes and that you understand the material than it is to just rush through the video as fast as you can. So, our learning goal for our lesson today, and yes, you need to get this in your notes. Our learning goal is, I can use the properties of operations to determine if two expressions are equivalent and to generate equivalent algebraic expressions. Those are a lot of goofy words. I can use the properties of operations to determine if two expressions are equivalent and to generate equivalent algebraic expressions. And that is what we are going to work on. Make sure you click pause so you can get the entire learning goal in your notes. All right, so we are going to work on several algebraic expressions together during this video. We are going to substitute a given value, and once we get going, this will all make sense, okay? But we're going to substitute a given value into the expressions to determine if two expressions have the same value. So we're going to start with this little guy. And yes, you need to write these in your notes, all right? You need to write the expressions in your notes. You need to show your work in your notes, same as I'll be showing it here on the screen. Okay, so for our first algebraic expression, we have x squared minus 5x. And the given value of x is 6. And that's what I was talking about when I said that we were going to be doing stuff with these given values. So what we need to do first is replace x with 6. So we'll have, make sure you get this in your notes, 6 squared minus 5 times 6. Okay, just like that. And I'm sure your handwriting's going to look a whole lot better than mine. So we evaluate our exponents next. And remember, when we are multiplying exponents, we are multiplying the same number by itself. So it would be 6 times 6, not 6 times 2. So 6 times 6 gets us 36. So we now have 36 minus 5 times 6. Then we go on ahead and we multiply 5 times 6. So we'd have 36 minus 30, because 5 times 6 equals 30. And 36 minus 30, we wind up with 6. Okay, so now we have another expression that we need to evaluate. And we're going to see if this expression is equivalent to x squared minus 5x. So for this one, we have x times, in parentheses, x minus 5. And I do hope you munchkins are getting this in your notes. All right, and once again, we're going to replace our x with 6, just like we did on our first expression. Okay, so we have 6, and then inside the parentheses, we have 6 minus 5. And we know from order of operations that we need to do what's in the parentheses first. So 6 minus 5 equals 1. So we have 6 times 1, which equals, yeah, you guessed it, it equals 6. So yes, these two expressions are equivalent. We look at the answers that we got for both of these expressions. We could see that we got 6 for each of them. Since they both equal 6, that means that our two expressions are equivalent to one another. Okay, for our next example, we have a hexagon, and we have two students who have two completely different strategies to use to try to find the perimeter of this hexagon. Guys, I know it looks terrible, okay? Just pretend that it's drawn perfectly into scale. So let's go ahead and see if both of their strategies work and see if they come up with the same answer for the perimeter. So this girl named Linda, she says that the perimeter can be found by using this expression. 4 times s over 2 plus 2 times s. She says that that is one of the ways that we can figure out the perimeter of our hexagon here. So for our expressions for both of them, s is going to be equal to 8. So we would substitute 8 in place of all of our s's. So we have 4 times 8 halves plus 2 times 8. Okay, so we'll start with our first set of parentheses here. We have 4 times, what's 8 divided by 2? And that gets us 4, so we have 4 times 4 plus 2 times 8. Okay, so far so good. Next we have to go on ahead and multiply. So 4 times 4 is 16 plus 2 times 8, which is also 16. So 16 plus 16 equals 32. And then for the second strategy, we have this kid named David. And David thinks that he will get the same answer as Linda with his strategy of 4 times s. Whoops, let me make that look more like an s. Okay, so this one, and s is still equal to 8. So we're going to go 4 times 8 because we have to substitute 8 for the s. And 4 times 8 equals 32. Same thing as Linda's answer. So, since Linda and David both got 32 when they evaluated their expressions, that means that their expressions are equivalent. So at the end of this video, you guys, I'm not giving you any extra problems to do on your own because this lesson has another part to it. In the next video, we are going to cover the various properties that go along with our operations, like commutative property of addition and the distributive property and things like that. So we're going to stop here. Make sure you took thorough notes because you want your notes to be useful for you. And I will see y'all later.